It is an incredibly... I wasn't that familiar with the sport, to be honest, and you got so much attention going in to the Olympics that I think a lot of people really paid attention to this event, maybe who hadn't watched it before. And in watching this event, I think a lot of us were stunned at just how rough this thing. It's a rough sport. You guys are within centimeters of each other. The crashes are common in this kind of racing. Isn't that true?
Right. Well, nothing like, you know, the 1,000 that we saw, but definitely, I mean, if something goes down, it's not like, oh my gosh. But.
So, have you ever thought, I mean, I was thinking maybe what they should do with this race is actually give people weapons. Like, just go all the way. You know, really try and, like, if they're going to hit and fall anyway, why not one guy gets a dart gun, one guy gets a cattle prod, and just really go all out. We could air this on Fox. I swear to God, they'd be interested in something. They'd make a lot of money, you know. I'm just... The commentators would be like, Apolo has chosen the blunderbuss, you know. The Russian skater has a, you know, just everybody, I don't know. Were you shocked? I mean, I know this was a shock that you guys all fell during this race, but this has happened many, many times. It looks like, I'm shocked that you don't fall when you're that close to each other and you're skating that fast.
Well, I mean, being at World Cup level, you know, world-class level, definitely, you don't expect to fall, you know. It's not like we go down every race, but this being the Olympics, I think, you know, anything can happen, and it showed, definitely in the 1,000. I mean, to have that many people fall in the same corner that's uncommon. I've never seen that before. You
were injured in that race. Are you okay now? You got a laceration.
I just had, you know, 6 stitches, and they took them out yesterday, but you know, definitely it healed up real fast, so I can compete for the next races.
Now, when that fall happened, and you were clearly in the lead, and it came out of nowhere, and the media going into the Olympics had said, this guy's going to win 3 or 4 golds. And then these different, you know, that event took place when you would have had gold. People expected you to be bitter. People expected this is someone who, he's going to say, well, it's not fair. And there were plenty of people in that Olympics who were, pardon my French, but bitching about a lot of things. You did not do that. You just showed a lot of class and grace. Your attitude was... Now, is that how you really felt, or were you backstage like, Gah! Then they're like, and here he is, let's talk to him. Gah! What are you gonna do? You know, was there, I mean, you'd be honest with me, there's no one watching, it's very late, you know.
Definitely at first, you know, I was just like, I was more stunned that, you know, I just couldn't believe what happened, you know, because I went from the feeling of, I could just definitely feel the win, you know, in my hands, and then next moment I knew I was in the boards. But, I mean, honestly, I was just so happy to be able to come to the Olympics and just perform. Definitely in that race. I know all the pressures, you know, I had, you know, a couple bad injuries this year. And just to go out there and just perform my best, I was extremely happy after the race. Definitely tired, you know, but I was very, very happy after the race.
There's a thing in the media today, which you've experienced, where they'll find a big talent like you and they'll say, I bet he could get 3 or 4 golds. And then you win. And how old are you?
19.
You're 19 years old. I said 11, we're close. You come back with a gold and a silver at the age of 19, and I saw so many interviews where people were saying, well, but it wasn't the 3 or 4, and I would be watching TV and I would say, like, that's actually a problem with our media today, is this person did something amazing, which you can be so proud of, and they're like, well, but we predicted. It's like, who cares what you predicted?
Yeah, I mean, that's not common, you know, I mean, that's definitely common to see. They'll pump that up, you know.
But,
I mean, honestly, there was, you know, a chance of me actually winning 4 golds. But the probability was, you know, definitely slimmed down. As you can see, anything can happen in our sport.
Yes, you've chosen a sport where there's a lot of sort of variables. Have they ever thought, well, I mean, look at me with my stupid ideas. I'm not going to tell you another idea, because I just pitched a blow dart gun. But, like, having people skate in different lanes. Just, you have to stay in your lane, so you actually get to see who's the fastest skater.
Track.
Long track.
That's long track.
Oh, see, that's a good idea for a sport. Long track. Well, that made me look pretty gay. All right. Is there a sport where maybe they have a bat and a ball and they try and hit it? That's baseball. Oh! Well, what do you know? And I have to say, I was so... for a sincere note, I was just, you know, my wife's from Seattle, and so she was talking about you long before these events even took place, and she said that Seattle's just so proud. They've gone so crazy over you. And it's such a great town, too. They deserve someone like you. And I was very happy with the way you handled everything, and I thought, that's how I like to see America represented, is someone who, great athlete, but also just a very nice person. You really did a good job. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
Yeah, stay right there. Okay. And thank you for these. I can't. All right, everybody, of course, that's Apolo, Anton, Ohno. Now, watch what I do. Isn't this classy? Folks, I go right from saying, great job representing our country. All right, folks, Paula Zahn's going to be out in just a minute, but first, a word from Bacardi. Introducing Bacardi Silver, a refresh... Take the medals off the table while I do this. It's too embarrassing. I don't want to be pouring myself with those here. All right, here we go. Where were we? Oh, yeah. Introducing Bacardi Silver, a refreshing premium malt beverage. Your night just got more interesting.
More interesting? Maybe. But not more adorable.
Fascinating new thing. You delight me, and I know you're speaking of me. Fascinating new thing.
New Bacardi Silver Premium Malt Beverage.
Fascinating new thing.
Your night just got more interesting.
Africa and Planters trail mix.
Awesome. Giraffe, toss in some trail mix. Giraffes don't eat trail mix.
Everyone loves Planters Trail Mix. All the good stuff you'd expect in surprising flavors you wouldn't.
I wonder if he'd do my hedges.
Planters Trail Mix. Relax, go nuts.
It's happening everywhere. Contact lens wearers are switching to No Rub Opti-Free Express. The first solution so advanced you don't need to rub. No Rub Express cleans right in the case, yet it's gentle enough for sensitive eyes. So switch to No Rub Opti-Free Express. So advanced, there's no rubbing needed. No wonder it's #1.
Never yield to convention. Cadillac CTS. Breakthrough.
Men are so young, and I look at them, see our boys.
And you're just the man to lead them.
The lives of many will depend on the courage of a few. Mel Gibson.
Those are my men out there, and I'm going in to get them.
We Were Soldiers. Rated R. This Friday in theaters everywhere.
Veronica.
Gerald.
Have I ever told you that I worship each and every one of your bicuspids?
And you, Gerald, you have the gums of a god.
Braun Oral-B 3D XL. It's the only toothbrush with both pulsating and oscillating 3D movements for a deep cleaning unlike any other brush.
You have a mouth so free of plaque it makes me weak in the knees.
Braun Oral-B. Nothing moves like it, nothing cleans like it.
After the all-new Chevy TrailBlazer, everything else just seems kind of weak. The 270 horsepower Chevy TrailBlazer, like a rock.